Hi there, Mark here again, and in this video I'm going to be painting and detailing the fantastic Tamiya Subaru Impreza WRC 2008 Lexan body shell, which when it's finished is going to be sitting on top of my latest TT02 rally chassis. So we'll have a good look at what we get in this body set. There's quite a lot to this one. As you can see, I've already started and I've cut out the main part of the body. It was quite a simple job using my Lexan scissors. I did struggle a little bit around these wheel arches, which aren't exactly kind of just a simple curve. There's some straight parts to it, and I did have to spend quite a while with some abrasive paper to make sure it was nice and smooth. So I wrapped some abrasive paper around the sides of a can, and I used this kind of motion like this to make sure I got a nice smooth finish, and I think it came out quite well in the end. After that, I got it in the sink with some nice warm water and some detergent, give it a really good scrub out, so hopefully now there'll be no grease and debris in there, and it'll be ready for some paint once we get the window masks on. So onto that in a minute. So onto the body we'll have to attach these extra components. So you've got this kind of large rear wing that goes at the back, you've got some side mirrors, and we've got a scoop that goes on the top. You also get a full set of light buckets, so you've got the fronts there. That will need some detailing with some black paint, I think, on those, but the rear ones, I think there's just a couple of stickers that need to go on those. And obviously we've got about, I think there's holes for 3 LEDs on each side in the front, and it looks like 4 in the rear. And for that I've got this set of LEDs with the control box, but I think there's 3 fronts and 3 rears. We'll have a look at that after we've got the body finished. So once it's been sprayed and the paint's dry, we can get on with the decals or stickers. So you get 2 sheets for this. So you've got this main black, silver and white set, and these are already perfectly laser cut. I don't know if you can see, these are cut real close up. You can see that there. So there's no excess plastic on that whatsoever. So there's your second sheet with all the detail markings, and this one, some of the stickers, quite strangely, are again cut right up to the edge. There is no overhang at all, but strangely on some of them, like this one here, I don't know if you can see, but if I get the light on it, there's quite a large overhang or excess plastic on that one. I don't know why they've done that when they obviously can cut right up to the edge. Anyway, so I will be trimming some of these down, but at least they are all pre-cut. But before any of that, we've got to stick on the window masks. And also, because of those light buckets, we've got to mask off the front and the rear light areas as well. Amazingly, these are also pre-cut, and as they're kind of, I think they're laser cut, the cuts are really accurate and really smooth. But the strange thing is, it does say on how to apply, cut to shape using scissors, and it also shows here that peeling a bit of the backing off, if you can see that, is how it recommends that you stick them on. Well, obviously they're already cut out of the sheet, but we need to cut the backing out as well, but that's not as difficult as it might seem. So what I tend to do is get a small pair of scissors, and if you get a cut started towards that cut line, I find that you can generally just follow that cut and it will cut the backing out. And what I can then do is just peel off the excess. And just to notice, it shows with the front and rear, it shows taking the central strip out. So you just kind of peel the mask off the backing in the centre, just cut straight down. Fit that back on, and then you can just cut off a small amount and then use that to get it positioned in the right place before you remove the extra backing. Okay then, so that's all the masking applied. It wasn't too difficult. I must say probably the hardest was the front lights, because that's made up of 2 separate masks, as you can see there. But yeah, not too bad if you take your time. So now it's time to get some paint on it. The instructions say to use Tamiya PS16, which is the right one for the Subaru, but I'm going to go with a slightly lighter colour, still a metallic blue, but I'm going to use this Absma Paints and I've used this before, luckily, because I know that this is actually like a translucent finish. So even if you spray like 10 coats of it on, you will still be able to see through, so it needs backing. So I'll give probably 4 or 5 coats maybe of this, thin coats, and then I shall back it with PS1 white. Let's go and get the paint on. Oh, and as you can see, I've made a little handle there on the top out of an old paint lid. That's because I'm using this metallic, and because it's so cold, the warmth of your fingers will let the paint dry quicker, and you will see fingerprints in it, especially, as I said, metallics. And what's the worst one? Gunmetal grey, I think, as Adam will know. But yeah, that's a good little tip. Don't touch the surface of the polycarbonate. So we're just going to get a good dusting all over. As I said before, this paint is transparent anyway. Well, it's starting to look blue anyway. Okay, so I think that'll do for the first dust coat. You might be able to see there, you can see straight through. So we'll let that dry and put another 3 or 4 coats on. Okay, I'm getting a bit worried about this because that's 3 or 3.5, 4 coats on it now, and you can still see straight through. If you can see the lid there, and you can still see the window masks. Yeah, it's very, very transparent. But yeah, fingers crossed. I'm going to put one more coat of this on, and then I'm going to spray the white. You can see straight away that's covering a lot better. So as you can see, I've been busy cutting out all the decals or stickers, well, the larger ones anyway. I'm not going to bother cutting out the smaller ones. I should just place those in position using my hobby knife. Funnily enough, it does say in the instructions to cut each of the stickers out individually in number order and stick them on in number order. Now I think that's only important to put them in number order where the stickers actually are next to each other and overlap, but the ones like they're on their own individual, like the ones on the bonnet here, I think it's safe to stick those on in any order you like. Anyway, let's have a look at that body. So here it is, and it's no longer translucent or transparent, and you can see I did actually blast over with a bit of black as well because I think it looks better with a darker interior. And now for my favourite part, which is taking off this protective coating. And we'll finally see what that metallic blue actually looks like. Well, as best we can with the camera anyway. It always looks a bit different in the real world, I know. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. And as I said, it's a bit brighter than the Subaru blue, but I think it's in keeping. So let's get those window masks off. And as usual, very crisp lines, we've got no bleed whatsoever, so I'm really chuffed with that. Let's get the rest of them off and we'll start putting some of these stickers on. Okay, this is sticker number 1, or decal number 1, so we're going to start with that. And it's not exactly the same shape as the body, so I'll let it overlap a little bit and we'll have to trim it off. So yeah, let's get sticking. Just make sure you get it into any of the creases in the body panel, or any of the lines in the body panels I should say. Well, that's a good start, it's come out okay, and we'll just crack on. This one looks pretty tricky, it's got to go up and round the back, so try and get it lined up. Now this isn't going around the curve very well, so I'm going to get a bit of heat on with a hairdryer, and that should solve the problem. Right then, that seems to have got it, so we're going to definitely need that hairdryer a few more times on this sticker job, I think. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. Disaster. It's ripped. Oh no. I'm just going to have to do the best I can with it now. Well, I've rescued it the best I can. It's going to have to do. It's not that noticeable. You might see where there's a bit of glare on it. You can see where the tear was. This is a nasty tear, but the stickers there help to disguise it a little bit. and practice makes perfect. I've got these on first. This side's going a little bit easier. It's quite neat. There's 2 stickers there and then 1 across the back, and I've got the other window sticker on the side, and that was a lot smoother. I did warm the sticker first this time though, just to hopefully stop it from being so brittle. Anyway, I'll get on with a few more stickers. It's getting there now. So you just have to get a bit of heat on and just take your time on this grill, folding it round all the contours. It's quite tricky, but as I say, bit by bit, and a bit of heat, and you'll get there. Yeah, it's quite difficult to get around that badge, but you know, I think we've got there. I am just loving this sticker job. It's one of the best ones I've done. Yes, some of them are tricky, but as each sticker goes on, the better and better it looks. This is such a beautiful body shell, I've got to say. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're nearly there now. So we'll just stick the light buckets in, a bit of double-sided tape. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Right then, that's all the LEDs installed. I've tested them, they all work okay, but I've just got all this spaghetti now, so I'm going to have to try and get it all taped to the side of the car. So I'll just get on with that and try and tidy it up. Well, that's so much better now. I know I haven't managed to cover all of it. There's no way I was going to cover all this at the front, but the main thing I wanted to cover was the wires going down the back and the sides, and for that I highly recommend this Gorilla tape. It's Gorilla duct tape. It's really thick stuff and it's super sticky, and yeah, and it's black as well, which helps. So you might be able to see I've also reinforced the bonnet there and at the back where the body post goes through, and all the way down the sides it just reinforces the body and stops it flapping around so much. And as I said, I wanted all those wires out of the way mainly so I can fit my Tamiya rally cockpit. So now none of those wires are going to get in the way. I'm going to fit that in. So all we need to do now is get this on the chassis, get it wired up, and take a look at the finished article. And here she is finished. I've got to say that was a lot of work, a lot of time and a lot of effort put into this, but I really do think it was worth it. I mean, what a gorgeous looking car. The back looks fantastic, the front looks fantastic, and let's have a look at it with those LEDs on. So there we go, we've got an indicator going at the moment because I haven't got the ESC turned on yet, but there are a few modes it can cycle through with this toggle switch. Just turn the lights down a bit. So you've got some flashing lights like there, and on the rear, in a different mode. You've got one where they fade in and out, and then we can just have all of them lit up at the same time. That's probably how I'll run it, but you can have it set so that the brake lights will come on when you brake, the reverse lights when you reverse, obviously, and the indicator lights when you turn. Yeah, so the light kit comes with lots of different options. And that's what it looks like in the dark. So all I need now is some decent weather so I can get outside with this and have a bit of rally fun. I know it's been a long video, but thanks if you've stuck with me this long, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.